Judy Habib is the CEO of a successful Boston marketing firm. Her father, Dr. Hal Habib, was in the first generation of Lebanese and Syrian Americans who formed the board of directors of ALSAC, which raised the money to build St. Jude's Research Hospital. Judy, like her father, supports ALSAC's continuing work to find cures for childhood diseases.
I grew up in Boston. I grew up in a town called West Roxbury, which is actually metropolitan Boston. I went to Holy Name School and Holy Name Church. Sometimes I feel a little pressure that I was not the, blonde hair, blue-eyed, fair-skinned, whatever. But I have it that that's part of what built my character, that I wasn't like all the other kids. While that gave me some cause for feeling less than, it also caused me to kind of find my stuff and put it out there and be proud of it. I started my career in sales for American Hospital Supply, and that was actually an outgrowth of having thought I would be in the nursing profession. And that was because my dad was a self-made, first-generation American obstetrician and gynecologist. So he was a doctor, and I'd be a nurse, and we'd all live happily ever after. And when I started my career and learned the horrifying fact that not all doctors were the, sweetheart, from the heart kinds of healers that my dad was, I said, oh, well, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. I need a plan B, and that brought me into business. We started as Kelly Habib John. We really believe that the brand of an organization is really the who and why of their existence. So we really just help companies articulate that brand and then communicate it in a way that people are really engaged to want to do business with them.
Have you seen this?
No,
this is
a new thing that we just did?
It's Center 78. It's like a new building in New Jersey.
Good.
Yeah,
nice.
it's kind of fun. So
beautiful.
Doing the postcards now.
Cool. All right, so I have a meeting. I love it. I'm beside myself. It's like 25 years, and I'm never bored. And we do work in different industries, with different sizes of companies, with different profiles of leaders. So it is never, every day is different. Circle Health is what really is the holder of the ideal for complete connected care within the community. In fact, it was funny when I was a kid and people would say, well, what would you do if you were independently wealthy? Are you ready for this? I used to say, oh, I'd be a marketing consultant. Can you imagine? I love this. This is fabulous. This is genius. It's an interesting thing, the charitable organizations today and the business world today. There's a very interesting convergence, which has been termed cause marketing, where there's this expression, those who do good do well. ALSAC stands for American Lebanese Syrian Associated Charities, and ALSAC was founded by Danny Thomas as a fundraising organization that would be exclusively devoted to raising funds for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. He looked like us. He always joked about his big hook nose, and he was someone who was of Lebanese heritage. Well, a very dear friend of his, this man by the name of Mike Tamer, said, Danny, I have an idea. What if we tap all of our Lebanese, Syrian, Middle Eastern people who have come to America and have all of them come together? Danny, Mike Tamer, and Danny's wife, Rosemarie, they got in a station wagon and from LA to Boston, stopped in every city throughout the country. And honestly, I think it could be in the Harvard Business School as a case study on empowerment, because he'd say, Ayub, you're in charge of this. You, Malouf, you're in charge of that. I don't care if you want to do golf tournaments, chicken dinners, or stand on your head spitting wooden nickels. Raise money for the kids. We got a hospital to build here. And that's what he did.
There it is, the Star of Mercy in concrete, glass, and steel. The dream of a Lebanese Catholic, designed by a Methodist Episcopal architect, built by a company headed by a Jew, equipped and supported by volunteer Protestants, Catholics, Jews, Eastern Orthodox, and Muslims, staffed by Anglo-Saxons, Orientals, Negroes, people of many ethnic origins, to offer help to all the children of the world, regardless of race, creed, or economic status.
My father, Dr. Hal Habib, was tapped to be on the board. Again, it was that, wonderful road trip. And like so many of his fellow board members, these were not necessarily already terribly established or wealthy men. I mean, my father was probably newly minted out of his residency. He was a young doctor and struggling himself. But Danny was like, no, we need medical people on this board. So, boom, tag, you're it. But all of these people from this part of the world who have names that are not like Kelly and not like, Smith, the Habibs and the Haddads and the Ayubs and the Shakers and all these sort of, what kind of name is that? What if we brought them all together and this could be their way of giving back to America for the great opportunity that we've been given? There can be nothing more devastating than a parent finding out that their child has cancer. At the time that St. Jude was founded, if your child had leukemia, chances were 9 out of 10 that you're going to lose your child. Today, chances are 9 out of 10 that your child is going to be saved. It seems to me, and as I often share with clients when I get very passionate about your brand is not what you're selling, it's why, you're in the marketplace. I think that we're in a time when meaning matters to people. I walked through the doors of the hospital after touching the statue of St. Jude that has been there from the day that Danny opened the hospital. And when you walk in and when you see these children in their little red wagons with their little bald heads and who knows what kinds of ports or masks or whatever, and their parents, it is such an immediate, okay, and I was worried about what in my life? I had what kind of an issue? I had what kind of a problem? There are no problems, there are no issues. This is a moment where it's like, okay, what can I do to help? And so to have had the privilege for the last 15 years of, 5 or 6 times a year going to Memphis and just having a perspective check, thank you, LSAC and St. Jude, for that opportunity, because it's really kept my head and my heart where your head and your heart should be, which is, what's it all about?